Hi everybody, welcome back to the eclectic and wild world of Luke Gallant's YT624EJ maintenance channel. This snowblower is in its 10th year of operation, which I think is a huge milestone. If you look at it in some of the close-up shots and some of the maintenance work, I think it still looks really, really good for a snowblower. So I think this is a testament to Yamaha's quality. I want to thank everybody for still watching after many years of this kind of crazy maintenance channel. Today's episode is going to focus on installing an hour meter, something that I should have done on day one. I've always done it on my motorcycles, but for some reason the snowblower never, well, it's just a snowblower, right? It's just a snowblower. And I've taken my glasses off because there's too much glare in here. The lighting's too high today. So why would you put an hour meter on? Well, I think it's fairly self-explanatory. You want to track the hours on your blower, and then you can adjust your maintenance and do that kind of thing. So some people will say, I'll do an oil change every year. I'll do it twice a year. And some people might say, you know what, I'll do an oil change every 15 hours or whatever. So we're not here to debate that aspect of it, though I can give you some of my recommendations. But so as far as hour meter goes, there are many choices on the market. You're going to find some on Amazon for 10 to 15 bucks. I've always preferred a certain kind of hour meter. I use the Hardline brand hour meter, which I get from well, anywhere. You can get from your dealer. I'll put some part numbers in the description. One of the benefits of this hour meter, well, there's a couple benefits. I'm going to outline them real quick. The battery is self-contained and for the life of the hour meter, so you're very unlikely to ever see this battery die. It might in like 6 or 8 years, that kind of a thing. This hour meter monitors the hours, obviously, and this hour meter also will monitor and display your engine RPM. So that's kind of a useful thing if you want to tune your idle. You don't want to do it by ear. You want some feedback as to what kind of RPM your unit's running at. The other thing this hour meter is going to do is display your number of engine starts. So the hour meter sees when you're not running and then when you are running, and it counts those as starts. So, you know, half useful information. So the way this hour meter functions is a simple wire is wrapped around the spark plug wire. And as the high voltage transient appears on the spark plug wire, there's a small induction that occurs in this wire. And this wire kind of goes through a hole in the hour meter. And then that's how the hour meter knows that there's a pulse going to the spark plug. So this hour meter is a non-invasive installation. You're not tapping into your snowblower's wiring. You're not cutting anything. Fairly easy install, fairly beneficial. I would recommend you do it early on in the life of your blower, ideally at day one. But I'm clearly 10 years in here and I'm gonna put it in, make this video, and away we go. So I've looked all over the snowblower and I've decided where I'm gonna install my hour meter, and it's somewhere that's gonna satisfy my anal retentive tendencies. I'm going to be putting it kind of beside or behind this panel here, somewhere that's not visible, but when you want to see the hours or the RPM, you can crouch down underneath and see it. I'm going to show that. So the wire that comes with the hour meter is not long enough, so I'm going to use some random wire I found in my garage. The gauge of the wire doesn't matter here because you're simply looking for voltage and a small amount of inductive pulse. So 18 gauge comes with the hour meter. But this is, I think, 24, and that's going to be great. So we're going to start by wrapping the wire on the spark plug as shown in the instructions, then route the wire. All right, here we go. So we're going to start by getting a bit of black tape ready on the side. Get a couple lengths here and just put this on the side. So once your black tape is ready, pull the spark plug wire off. What you're going to do is do one little wrap and apply a temporary electrical. So you're looking for 4 to 5 wraps here. So what I like to do is tightly wrap it around, and once we wrap it, we are going to tape it. So once you've tightly wrapped it, tape the electrical tape and secure it on there so that it's tight and not going to come loose. So you're free to mount your meter where you want, but what I did is I ran my wire underneath the fuel tank bracket. I routed the wiring underneath the bracket, went behind the starter, and now I'm going to tie wrap it to go up with the rest of the wires to make its way underneath the console. I'm going to show the final product. All right, so as mentioned, the small wire comes out from there and then it is routed onto here. So the wire is going to come under the console and the hour meter is going to be mounted right up here. So the way the hour meter works is you pass the wire through the corner here, as I've shown, and wrap it around. The instructions are in there. And then I've put a piece of 2-way tape on the back of this. So I'm going to finish installing this where I just stick the hour meter onto the back with the wire in the right spot, and we'll be ready for testing. So we're in Timmins, Ontario, where winter is already upon us, and we've got the hour meter installed on the snowblower. As I said, I've installed it around the spark plug wire here, routed the wire cleanly. I'm sure I'll lose 2 to 3 hours of sleep minimum for not routing that small wire in that harness, but of course it's not worth the effort, although I'll keep considering whether I want to do that for the rest of the weekend. So as I indicated, I've got the hour meter installed under the console, out of sight. So I'm going to explain how the hour meter works. Here right now it's on the RPM menu, and if I hit the button, it's going to go to the hour display. So the hourglass that's there is solid, and when the engine's running, the hourglass will blink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the snowblower. You'll see the blinking start, and then I'll show the menus. So here we see the hourglass blinking, and I've got 0 hours on the meter, so it shows 0 so far. If I hit the button, you see the RPM is 3710, and if I dial the engine down, the RPMs come down. I'm about 2620. If I dial it back up, I'm at 3850. So one thing I can do here is I can hold the button, and that's going to tell me the maximum RPM that's been seen by the meter, 3876. If I go to the hour menu, like I said, the hourglass will blink, and then if you hold the button there, it'll tell you how many starts you've had. So here I've had 3 starts on this hour meter since I've installed it. So again, that's about it on the hour meter. Thanks for watching. So the installation of the hour meter is pretty straightforward. It has its obvious benefits, lets you monitor your hours, your RPM, set your idle, do that kind of nice features. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll post some of the part numbers in the description and some links. So I've definitely got a few ideas as to what will be coming next. I got to browse my archives and check the comments, see what's come up. But if you have any requests, please do let me know. Thank you. Thanks for watching. So I wanted to give a shout out to RCC Electronics for selling me this power supply at a super deal. They sold me this power supply when I was troubleshooting and working on my videos for the electrical system and the LED upgrade, that kind of a thing. It has a 2-channel capacity, full adjustability, it's protected, and they gave me a super deal on it because of my YouTube channel and kind of contributing to the snowblower community. So I'll put a link to RCC Electronics, but if anybody's in the need for this kind of equipment, I would definitely reach out to them because they are very helpful. Also, I want to show some anal retentive tendencies. A little bit of organization, a little adder feature there, partial screwdriver, wrenches, crescents, and other widgets. If anybody wants help doing these, do let me know. This is all 3D printed stuff. Since it's the beginning of the year for me, I'm going to do some basic maintenance. I'm going to charge the battery. Always charge your battery at the beginning of the year. I'm going to probably grease the chute, and I have a skid that's broken, half of it busted off, so I'm going to fix that. And personally, I'm going to raise the skid a tiny bit because I keep catching the interlock with my auger, so obviously pretty annoying to me. It doesn't catch the interlock when you're going flat, but if you come off a little bank, the auger's pointed forward just enough that it'll catch that.